Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, July 24th, 2023. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Monday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, still trending upward overall. Big time uptrend here, obviously, that has played out over the last couple of months. Now hitting the 4,600 edge. 4,600 is the top of the next highest market structure, which takes us from 4,200 to 4,600. So that whole bit right there is one big market structure block. And at that point here, if you're going to push through 46, it opens up the next 400 point block up to 5,000. A failure here and you rotate back down and perhaps trade in the upper half of the range, or maybe even back down to the bottom. As long as it holds 46 or 42, we're still in the zone between 42 and 46 with a shot to go even higher. So we'll see where we go here from a medium-term standpoint. That could all be affected here later on this week. Later on this week, we do have the FOMC statement and the Fed interest rate decision. So we get ourselves another FOMC key level. The last time we got an FOMC key level was June 14th back here. June 14th, price is taking that level bid right now. And at the moment here, we could see a bit of range-bound action early this week. And it could be an add-on to last week's finishing range-bound action. You can see right here a narrow 5-day range. That's developing. You add a couple of days here, it's a developing narrow 7-day range. As we head into Wednesday's market, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday could be a high range portion of the week, and that could get us going here. Now overall, based on the uptrending price action, this narrow range right here, if we break to the downside, you're looking for a failed breakdown for a shot at another rotation to the upside. Very similar to what we've seen back here, where price breaks down, rejects the previous week's low, and goes outside week up. So looking for that similar style move here. Now if we do pull back and fail, say right here at 4,500, that will open up more of a pullback ahead. So even if we drop as deep as 4,500 or thereabouts, bulls still will look to defend that zone for a continuation to the upside until proven otherwise. Let's take a look here at the NQ. Now the NQ has been super bullish, but here in the previous week we've seen a strong high develop here on an intraday basis on a Wednesday, a heavy sell-off on a Thursday, holding the losses on a Friday. And when you look at this move here up and back down, a very strong weekly rejection tail that developed there in the weekly chart. That could open up a little bit of a pullback, maybe a 1-week pullback, maybe a few days, but that's a strong top right there, a strong high. We do have a very bullish uptrend though, very similar to the ES, so any pullback here could lead to an early opportunity for bulls to defend and rotate back to new highs and continue this thing to the upside. So again, very strong uptrend, but of the markets here, like the ES, the YM, RTY, this one showed the most rejection last week. Whether that leads to a broader pullback or just a smaller rotation here before the next continuation to the upside remains to be seen. So we'll see how this develops here early this week. But given the uptrending market, still looking at any weakness being defended for another shot at rotating back to highs until proven otherwise. Taking a look here at crude oil. Right now, crude oil up right here about 1.15% for the day. 78 right now being tested, uptrending market. One thing we've seen with this one was a strong rejection at 67, rotated this thing back up. And then last week we had kind of a high range compression. It's a relatively narrow 8-day, 9-day range here, but at the same time it was a relatively wide ranging range as well. A lot of action back and forth within the range, but it's still building some energy. One of the things we mentioned was if we break through 77, it opens up about 7 to 8 points to the upside. If we fail at 74, it opens up about 7 points to the downside. So one way or another, we're making a 7-point move out of this range if we can get a strong breakout. Now we are seeing a breakout develop at the moment, but if by the end of the day this turns into a rejection, we could be looking at a quick snapback to retest 74, 73.50 up ahead. So keeping an eye on this zone right here. Can we stay above 77.25 today? If not, that could be quite the failure. But as of right now, in the flow of the up move, a great pullback and hold, a narrow range, a great start to begin the week here. Can price continue to stretch this thing? If so, 80.5 would be the next key target up above, with a shot at 83.50. So big time level right here early on to keep an eye on, 77.25. We take a look here at gold futures. This one's about break even right now for the day so far. Overall, a nice little squeeze here to the upside. Talked about the failure to get a new low here was concerning, and a squeeze above 1940 could open up a return back toward 2000. And so far we got that squeeze and a hold almost to 2000, getting as high as about 1990. This little pullback right here could finish the move into 2000 ahead. That's the top of this range moving backwards. Here's 1940. That's their previous range. And when price failed to extend the move to the downside and squeezed back above 1940, it put you back into this range. So right now, we're right at the center of the range. A pullback even as deep as 1940 could go across the range to 2000. We're still trending up right now. We'll see if this thing can reach for 2000, but stuck inside this range at the moment. Lastly, taking a look here at the YM. You'll notice a narrow range heading into the RTH Open, about a third of average here, 39% of ADR. Mostly looks like an inside day so far. Narrow double inside range because it was an inside on Friday, inside so far here to begin the day. Very narrow price range here, right at the 35,400 level. 35,400 a key level going back for a year and a half now. Big time level there. So that's going to be the early level to watch here as this market builds up right in the zone. It's been a tremendous squeeze from 33.8 up through the top of this range. So naturally, any pullback here could still be a buying opportunity for a continuation up, as the YM is starting to show a little bit of signs of life here compared to some of these other markets. Again, if there is a failure here to hold 34.8, that could open up a return back toward 33.8 down below. So that's going to be the key level here. Very strong up move, currently building some energy here. And again, if we get ourselves a little bit of a pullback, that pullback could provide a buying opportunity for a continuation higher until proven otherwise. All right, again, we have the FOMC statement and rate decision later on this week on a Wednesday, GDP on a Thursday. We could be a little bit range bound early this week, back and forth as we head into a high range, high volatility portion of the week later on this week. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your morning, and I'll see you in the room. Take care.